Alrighty. I don't know how well this is gonna go. Last time I did a live stream on this phone was Arcade 1-Up Star Wars, and it did not go very well at all. There's almost nothing to show me whether or not this is working or not. Anyway, we are here live, finally. Mason Bowling Center, or Mason's Rec Center, Leominster, Massachusetts. This is the second time since the whole pandemic thing that I've gone bowling. So I won't tell you how the whole Watch Me Suck series went. Ooh, 11 people. I won't tell you that because it's a spoiler. That's something I show every Tuesday. The last game that was aired was in '85. This is Mason's. It's a very tough place. I will not be surprised if I get 50s and 60s, as I've been away a long time. They've redone the floors. Hello, Tom Riley. They redid the approaches so they're super slippery, which usually ain't a bad thing. And supposedly they've done some stuff. I can't really see it. But my guess is one of the obvious things, maybe the gates are painted blue. Hello, Dylan, Brunswick bowler. So let's see how this goes. It's probably not going to be pretty, but we've been away for months. So let's see. All right, the approaches are way too slippery. Here we go to 6. Yep, they repainted the fences blue. I'm not comfortable with it. Eventually, I probably will. Hey, look who came to the party early. It's our friend Bob Caleri. Say hi to Bob Caleri. Hi. This is Mason, so it's very hard to make him disappear. Yeah, this is going well. That's a 7. Like I said, I'll probably get used to it. Oh yeah, when I did the other live stream and I quit, I totally forgot the just barely behind the lob line for a 9. I let minor ones live. I think I don't know how it is on streams, but I know when it ever so slightly lags behind the video. So it may have appeared like a big. That seems to be a spare. Were the pin plates redone? I'm wondering why it was a bit easy here. All right, what happened to Masons? I guess they finally redid the plates after 5,000 years. I'm looking for suspicious goo and I don't see any, which is a good thing. Then again, I don't think it really has that kind of action. Anyway, it's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? At the end of the approach is like a 9-inch drop to the main floor because the ball returns used to be a subway. Anyway, I nearly fell off. Usually I'm very well aware of that. 6 fill, not so bad. The bad news, look what it left. Decent 8. And the one thing they still have, and thing, is they bolted the lower board of the fence to the upper, so it always leaves pins in the gutter. It's even been like that since I was a kid. It's time for the halftime report. There it is. Wow, 13 at one point. Ooh, I like to thank whoever gave me $1.90. We'll look in a moment. Nice start, but then again, like I said, we've been away. 9. They've redone the plates, otherwise that definitely wouldn't have happened. And an 8. They definitely don't seem to be greased up, which is good. 46 half. And this is where I usually will go, and so give me a second. I'm also not sure how many games I'll be able to play because, like I said, I've been away a while. It hurt like hell to do 4 when I did Watch Me Suck. Hello, Chris Allen. El Stinko, the bonus ball, actually did pretty well. And let's see. Nico, thank you for the $1.99. Proof that I am the worst professional candlepin bowler. Let's. Oh yeah, speaking of scores, like I said, the score table's a bit away here. High single 142, shot at. I'll put it here. 142 shot at Putnam. No, not Putnam. They had the high for a very long time. New Palace. Below and the high Masons, 44 and 125 respectively. Obviously, saying Masons, it was done here. 44 was here. 125 high single here. Wouldn't it be funny if this is the place where I got my first triple and even broke my high single? Although they redid the plate so that its chance is very slim, but it's possible. Yeah, the pin plates definitely were refurbished. No way we'd get that action. Not exactly sure. So once again, we know what that means. It's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. Let's see what the action is this time as. Oh, there goes. The head count disappeared for a moment. Let's see what we get. El Stinko decided to go halfway to Worcester, for which there is no more bowling alley there. That's a El Stinko living up to its name, a 2. All right, you know what to say. Welcome to Masons. Oh, I hope you do not have to bowl at COVID lanes anymore. So do I, but I mean, if things go backwards here, which they haven't gone backwards much, every time they did a new phase reopening, the case numbers go up a little bit and then they go down. But each time they introduce a new phase, the percentage and actual number of cases actually are lower. So let's hope that's the trend still. Never mind. Seven allows it up a little bit. All right. I will repeat this every now and then because, people jump in and out of these live streams. Average ability in Candlepin bowling compared to 10-pin, which most of you know about. To give you an idea, average ability, according to the Congresses of 10-pin, for a casual player in a league is about a fluctuate about 10 points on their average, so 80 to 100 is good, and I'm talking overall average. So anywhere from 80 up is a good game. Getting 100 here is very special, although it might be less special since the pin plates do a little more action. That's not a bad thing. Still getting used to it. I slid out of position. I could have probably got a spare. That's just a plain crappy throw for a 9. Frames to get 6 lousy points to make minimal average ability. This place is dead. But then again, when I went to Leaders, it was pretty dead, and that place is usually big before the pandemic. People are a little skittish to go to these places at the moment. I'm sure you can all agree this is not the same Masons we all remember. It's not a bad thing. But now I don't have to be as good. Middle finger for 9. Take a 9. Being that this place is ever... Oh, now Stenko struck there in a 7, Curse of the Fill. Then 3 9s, 92. Like I said, I don't know if it has that special feeling anymore, being they fixed the plates. But anything that goes in the gutters because they're deep, well, that makes things harder. Also, I'm going to try to fill the scorecard. Like I said, I've been away for a while. I did 4 games at Lita for Watch Me Suck, and I was hurting after. And I was getting tired, so like I said, we've been away. We'll see if we can... I'm going to go for at least 6 games. And I would like 3 of the 6 to be 80 or higher. Game number 2. Oh yeah, I got to also get into the habit of not alpha omega sinning people. Alright. Not new. And the live chat is known to drop some comments every now and then. Game 2. That's a start. Yeah. Thank you, Dylan. And hello, Drum Machine. You just missed El Strico. And to recap for people jumping in, while this place was closed, they've redone the approaches. They're very straight. I'm starting to get used to it a little bit. I mean, I'm still sliding a little off here and there. And they redid the pin plates, so it's not the tough Masons that we remember. It's still tough because it's got the deep gutters. So you missed the El Strico. 2 El Stinko the bonus balls, as Drum Machine is pointing out in the comments. Let's see if we can get a double strike. We actually did it here. And now that they've redone the plates, it should be a little easier. In other words, at least a 99-1 chance. El Stinko 1 leaves the 4 horsemen. Let's see what El Stinko 2 means. Again, just under the lob line, which you probably can barely see. And like I said, the microphone on this camera has a delay, so it may have looked like it lobbed about 10 feet, but it didn't. So 10 fill and a spare. So far, we have a perfect game going in Candlepin bowling. Because people don't know, and I've actually corrected people, a perfect game in Candlepin requires you to simply knock all 10 pins down every frame, whether it's a 10, a spare, or a strike. I almost had a perfect game in Brian's bowl away once. I had a perfect game going up to 7th frame. Frame 8 and 9 were 8s, and 10 was a 10, and that was a 104. So, we got that spare. It's time for El Stinko. Let's see what El Stinko gives us. You 10 pinners call that the bucket. We in Candlepin call that the diamond on the right. 6 fill, not bad. Problem, the diamond. Slipped. I slipped and got pulled left. Curse of the fill, just the 6. Now the 6 fill and the 6 do not count towards the Slayer. The Slayer, which is a YouTube, thing on this channel, is 3 6 frames in a row. That does not include fills. The actual frame. Yeah, for those of you coming in late saying that didn't hear me say that they redid the plates, that's pretty obvious they redid the plates. And no goo, which is good. Kind of like that shot. Right on point there. I'm hearing a mistake one parent is giving their kids. Aim for the middle. In any bowling, you don't aim for the middle. You want to aim for the pocket. In the case of Candlepin bowling, it's typically about an inch off center in each direction because the ball, at its heaviest of 2 pounds 7 ounces, which mine are, cannot weigh as much as the pins, which are 2 pounds 8 ounces. So the ball deflects. El Stinko the bonus ball. Let's see what this one does. When the triangles have all their friends around, they're easy to remove. When they're by themselves, not so much. El Stinko stunk with a 3. train goes off the rails with a 7. All right, like I said, I'll repeat things because once you see this scorecard, anyone, the Candlepin community is going to need to know. Halftime report. Nice start with the strike and a spare with a 6. And then that, which didn't help. Spare, lousy fill from the lousy 7, curse of the fill, 62.5. And what I have to repeat is they redid the pin plates. Masons ain't so tough like it used to be. But it's still a little difficult because of the deep gutters. That alone tells me that they did not grease, which is good. Take 10. Four frames to get a lousy 8 pins. Oh, my spare and strike, Chris Allen. Yeah, and I inadvertently alpha make a Sinju for a little bit. People wonder what that means. He used to have a gaming channel on YouTube, and he was notorious for ignoring his fans. So, let's continue. That's when I think of the bowling god's middle finger, another 10. That I simply held onto it way too long. Emily, 0 on ball 1, everything on ball 2. That's my 4th ball. Oh, there it is. Thank goodness the game's been going well. First stink frame since coming back from COVID's, well, the pandemic. 4. Retaliation from the bowling gods. Remember that we got a 4. So that means that it's quite possible to get less than 5. 5 gets us to a magical place with that many numbers in the score. Yeah, the big crash that happens when we have a good first half. That's a 6. You know how it goes. First half, when it's really good, crash at the bottom, but still a 101. AC isn't working as well as it used to be, or they're just cheaping out a little bit because of the whole COVID thing. Actually, Candlepin is East Coast and pretty much Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire. I think there's a couple places in Vermont. Used to be a place in Ohio, but they took out the machines. But there is the Cincinnati Club, where they have a 6-lane Candlepin bowling alley near Cincinnati, Ohio. They have it. And of course, Drum Machine knows Southport in Chicago by request. Supposedly, if Wikipedia is right, there is or was an alley or a set of alleys, I think in a church basement in California. I don't know. Game number 3. Keep an eye on the battery. I got the display up a little bit because Basins is a bright place. Game 3. Did not see that 10 coming, but that ball did go exactly where I pointed it. Fish plates, they can be great. Now that I made people throw up after singing, it's time for El Stinko the bonus ball. Oddly enough, a tune that really doesn't fit. Let's see what the bonus is. Well, that might not be a bad thing. El Stinko is a little weak with a 4. 4's help, but that piece of wood in the middle there, that could be a good thing. And of course, Curse of the Fill. And of course, I leave the leave that Dave Madla says is very rare, yet every time I bowl, I leave it at least once, except one other time. Crappy 6 fill for Curse. Now the 6 is the frame, not the fill. I think tell Dennis Nuzzo, you don't have to hate Masons anymore. We fit. Here we go again. They haven't been all that great lately. El Stinko the bonus ball. Let's see what this one gets us. That's stupid. 6 pin. Finally a good El Stinko with 9. Now that barely, and I mean barely, stayed on. It started going in a gutter as soon as it hit the pin, which still is a valid throw. Here's the halftime. The 10, spare. Lousy 6, first 4 making the fill. A 10 after the spare. The first 9 that fell for the fill, 59. Plan B for the spare. The cap was not what I was aiming for, but that piece of wood about 8 inches to the right was the target, and that's what I was actually aiming for. Who cares? Got it. There's got to be a crash somewhere. I'll stinko the bonus ball. What will the bonus be this time? Oh, but that's 7 points. Niner. Things may be easier here, but they're not that easy. A middle finger for now. Two ways to get it. I'm going for the obvious. Would have been no good if it went 9. Welcome to Mason's, the only place that could have happened. Proof that it's still harder, although not as hard as it used to be. 7. Oh, I forgot to put the score. So far, I'm not feeling too bad. No collapse in this one. I mean, a weekend, but spare, then a 9. First ball knocking 7, 9, 9, and we already beat the last game. 7 for a 110. And I don't have to do any addition to see if the triple has fallen. It hasn't. I have to have my high triple. So 200s and a 90 will not do it. All right. Yeah, I chose to see what people may have been saying. Yay, plan B, says Chris. Exactly. When plan A doesn't work, or I throw a crap ball and it hits the plan B zone, it is a good thing. And I see all 4 of my balls, which is good, because I've been seeing only 3 of them. On the right-hand side of this building, I don't know what it is, but the machines there, they do take your balls away. So you wind up ending with 3, sometimes even 2, if you bring 4. And by the way, lane 7, this is where watch me suck at both Masons. Game number 4. That makes me wish this was ball 1. I know I don't have great field of depth, but those are off the pin plate, but it's not far enough away. Even I can tell that that's off. Those 2 pins on the left are okay. Ten. Another 10, going for the perfect game. As I say, I repeat things because people come in and out of these streams. In Candlepin, a perfect game is getting all the pins knocked down in each frame, regardless of how many balls it takes. Last year, some guy, for the first time in Candlepin history, recorded that is, someone was able to get the minimal perfect game of 100. The highest is unachievable as of yet. No one has done it. No one's ever got a 300. Someone named Semb, I always forget his first name, and Carl Sargent co-tied the world record for highest score in Candlepin, a 245. Needless to say, you're not going to see that on this video or in this channel. Unless the bowling god really was sleeping at the wheel. Second was a good one. Third one almost got one of those. That's an 8. Just like you saw at COVID lanes, and it bounces back. What it takes out counts. That's an 8. It may have got easier, but Mason's famous screw job is still intact. Niner. Well, so far this is the bad game. 2 10s and of course the end of the perfection. An 8, an 8, and a 9. And the one thing that's happened so far, the low of 45 has been met or exceeded before the half is over. And again, because people jump in and out, high of 142, New Palace Lanes, 44, done here. High here at Mason's on 125. They've redone the pin plate, so the action's a lot easier. So that 125 could possibly fall at some point. Today would be kind of a far fetch, being that it's literally just the second time since the pandemic in which I bowled. There's a spot where the ball's skipping. Oh, and we lost the video at some point. Hey. Hi, Bob. Let's see if we can get Bob Caleri out of here. Now that Mason's easier, it means it's just slightly less difficult. Keeping a constant internet stream at Mason's still tough. But hey, at least least it's working. And we tied the worst frame so far for the day. Stink frame of 4. I need 13 in these last 2. Completely crapped out. In case you missed it, that frame was an 8. Last frame, I need at least 5 to hit the bar. And if this is my worst game, I'm not exactly complaining. Okay. Barely behind the line with 6. Yeah, this was the crash. That doesn't help. After that, 81. Still passable. Game number 5. Game number 5. Physically, I'm not feeling bad at all. We might be able to fill the sheet. A big shot. I managed to hit the sliver. That's skill for you right there. Once again, I tell the bowling gods, take that for another 10. Yet again, we got a perfect game going. Good news is there's wood around it and in the middle. Again, revenge on the bowling gods. 9. Starving for marks, finally got one. They came so frequently, but now so far and few. It's time for El Stinko the bonus ball. Oh, will this one get us? As bad as it looks, it's a weak 4, but a piece of wood in the middle. And 7. What do you know? Curse of the Phil. Halftime report. Again, going for the perfect game. Then it goes away. Then we get a spare. And Curse of the Phil, lousy 7. First ball knocking down 4. But a score of 50. So that means 30 and 5. All right, I saw a question and it's not letting me look at it. Yep, live chat, show it. Okay, something's not happening here. They say if you're good at 10 pin, you can hit 220 on average. In Candlepin, if you're good at it, you can hit 120 on average. Hitting 120 in this game, you're doing pretty good. If you hit 120 in 10 pin, you suck. All right, show the chat. So yes, there was a buffering problem. It seems that it has gone away. Because when I brought up YouTube again, it looked like something changed on it. All right, let's see, where were we? Since we got interrupted by stream failures. 50 at the half of game 5.
Not bad. Second high on the
Let's keep it going.
Low last night, left until the 104, 103.
New low frame for the day, a 3. Let's just make sure this is still working. It appears to be. Yep, it's still working. Like I said, might have been the Wi-Fi as well, because it, for some reason, didn't want to connect. Then it did. Then YouTube looked different. The Wi-Fi here is like that. There's been times it was so bad, I shut the phone off, restart it, wait a few minutes for it to boot, and that ball deserved to be a spare. Can El Stinko, the bonus ball, make up for that crappy 3 frame? The answer is, of course not. It stunk all on its own with a 3. Jeez, every time I get a mark, I get a crappy frame that it comes from. Okay. Finally, no. Two frames to get 6. Niner. Able to get nothing and the ball to stay on the plate. We'll end with 9. Yuck. A spare. Crappy fill, but a D amount of it. 8. First ball with 3. 9 and 9. 2. Stink frame of the day so far, Chris, with a 3. And that's also proving that whatever wasn't going right with the stream has resolved itself. 24. All right, time to plug in the power and watch this thing freeze. Because it doesn't like to work when there's power. Game 6. Start with a 10. Falling down. All right, there's one we haven't got. Half Worcester on the left side. For a right-hander, that makes it easier to go. Saved by the third ball that's in it. That's one we don't want. Now entering Union Station. A great collapse. Here it comes. Another 4. And for the first time today, we finish a half and not at least beat my minimum score. 10-8 and 7, then 8 and 4. 37, the first time we did not meet the low score of 44 in the half. High 142 done at New Palace. High here 125, they've redone the plates. So action's a little easier. Finally. All right. Stink frame of the day of 3. That's still the stink frame. It's time for El Stinko the bowling ball. Yes, Chris, finally a spare. My phone and Mason's Wi-Fi cooperate. Most of the time it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's a very temperamental phone since day one. El Stinko. Can we finally get a good one? Good news is, it's a 6. Bad news is, look what it is. Hello, Jack Dawson. It's a high-low Jack and the 2. Remove the wood, and in some places, if you can make this shot with one ball, you win money. Curse of the Fill, 7. Well, it's our friend Bob Caleri, but somebody's behind him to make it easier to get rid of him. Only to leave the 4 horsemen behind. The wood behind the pins made it possible to get the 10. It wasn't the way we wanted to get rid of him, but we got rid of him. Yeah, there's something about maybe 25 feet up the lane that's making the ball skip. Welcome to Mason's. I got screwed again. Couldn't fit a sheet of paper between the ball and the pin. 9. All right, to make barely acceptable, I just need one lousy pin. End with a weak 7. Alrighty. In spite of the 6 fill and that spare, curse of the fill, because they only knocked down one more for the 7. 10, 9, and a week 7, 86. It's now halftime, so I'm going to take care of this towel, re-wet it. I don't think we need to clean anything because so few people are playing right now. So we'll be back in a moment. All right, that's been re-wet. And we're not sure. Oh, there it is. Finally spare. How are you, George? What are your scores so far? Well, at the end, we pretty much do it, but we've had a couple of 80s, a couple of 90s, and a couple games over 100. And they have when this place was closed down to the coronavirus, they redid the approaches, so they're very slippery and finally getting used to it. The pin plates were refinished, so the action is nowhere near as hard as it used to be, but it still has that Mason's will screw you in one way or another charm. So, that's halftime, game number 7. There's the case in point that they redid the pin plates because pins don't helicopter. That's the worst start so far with 5. Would have been funny if that got taken out. 9. down the toilet, we go another. Saw the 9, didn't see the 10. Halftime report. It's tying for the worst half, but it was not the lowest game ultimately. Start's terrible. 8-9, then that 10, rebuildable 37. There we go. It's time for El Stinko the bonus ball. Do I have to do another reset? Let's see what the bonus is. Not only is it not bad, it's a gettable one. But then again, look who's trying. That's an 8. I still see text. So, not hard, but good you know that. Say, welcome to Masons. Actually, when they say welcome to Masons, it's what I say. Maybe a couple other people. Yeah, one of the employees here isn't happy every time I say welcome to Masons when a bad shot is made. Or if I get screwed bad. All right, ball 2. Let's see if we can get another spare. First, I wish it was ball 2 moment. 10. Well, took a lemon, made it into a lemonade with 8. Almost. It's a 9er. apparently there was a pin there you probably could have seen that I didn't. It ends with 8. I know I might jinx it, but so far every game is passable. Spare. First ball getting an 8, ultimately a 10. 8, 9, 8, 90. One of these days I need to replace this phone. It does not like to play internet too well. Anyway, it's still showing chat, so at least it's working to a degree. So far the muscles in my pelvic area are the only things complaining. So let's keep going. I'm not tired. I'll probably be hating myself tomorrow morning. Probably would barely be able to move. Game number 8. No, that's the groin. That thickens really fast. Here's some advice. Don't drink a soda and then immediately throw a ball. The condensation will make something like that happen. Niner. Perfect. It's time for El Stinko, the bonus ball. Let's see what we get. There's something in the middle about 30 feet up the lane that's causing the ball to skip. I don't know. 7 fill. That piece of wood there, I don't know. Might be okay. No good. Curse of the fill. That's a 7. And I think this is going to be it. the groin is saying it's being pushed too much. Now in the land of Candlepins, you got to wait for the wood to come to a stop. It's still rolling, so we have to wait. It may be coming to a stop. I think it might have. Middle finger for now. All right, yeah, I'm gonna call this the last game. But remember, this is the second time ever coming back after everything shut down from the pandemic. So I'm surprised. I thought I would make it through 6, but here we are at 8. 8, 9, 7 fill on the spare, but curse of the fill almost per always, being only that 7 and a 9. 50. Of course, the big helpful direction we couldn't hit. Oh, we still got 8 out. There, if it wants to teeter, I made it totter. The only bad thing about the redo of the refurbishing of the plates, you gotta wait for the wood to settle. And that's a 9. Two frames to get 4. Middle finger for 9. So all 8 of them are good. Can't put this in the official full sheet without a stinker routine because, like I said, I wanted to see how far I could go, being this is only the second time I've come back, and it seems Mr. Groin says 8 is enough. Crooked pin manages to not fall. Prune juice for everyone that's sick. Yeah, the last time it felt like this, it hurt like hell the next day. So yeah, we're gonna call it good. 8-9-9-9, and of course we have to end on a whimper. So all 8 games are good, 91. And for those of you wondering, here we go. Game 1, 92. 2, 101. 3, 110. Little 1, 81. 92. 86. 90. 91. So that pulls my average into the 90s. Maybe 92, I'm just guessing. So, yeah, slow and steady, we build back up because I could not do a full sheet for months getting into this. So, I mean, this is quite a fast rebuild. We were able to do 4 and hurt like hell. Now we did 8 and hurt like hell. So we're getting there. Maybe we'll hit 10 games next time. Like I said, all the muscles have to build back up again. And right now, they're just not really there because we've been away. So one more look at the chat. Again, nothing really showing, but that doesn't mean that something hasn't shown up. If you've typed anything past, it's not bad. It's all good. If you know what they say, welcome to Masons, it didn't come up. No intentions of alpha omega sinning, people. So, like I said, just to play it safe, only 2 of my balls came back. Interesting. No, they all came back. They blend in with the house balls so much, it's hard to tell them apart. In fact, yeah, it shows up better on camera than it doesn't. Well, yeah, you can kind of see it. The first 2 obviously look like mine. The other 2, and if you step back a little bit, they kind of look like the house balls, don't they? Anyway, that's going to be it from Masons here in Leominster, Massachusetts. One of these days, hopefully, we will be able to bowl the full sheet. George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.